Welcome back. While Carnival season is a time for fun and festivities, for those struggling with addiction, it can be a hard time to maintain their recovery. That's where Metropolitan Human Services District steps in with their Mardi Gras Safe Zones. This morning, Executive and Medical Director Dr. Rochelle Head-Dunham is here to explain more about what these zones are all about. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and thank you for these
Absolutely.
Mardi Gras Safe Zones. We were talking a little bit before the actual segment.
Yes.
Really cool. You all in your second year. What
year.
are these Mardi Gras Safe Zones?
So Mardi Gras Safe Zones are really creative prevention strategies. It's a federal initiative around the country, but in our city, what we would like to offer is an environment where people who have histories of substance use disorders, drinking, drugging, or their families, or really the general public, who would like to be in an environment where they know that a lot of that activity is not taking place and it's safe to come to as an alternative. It's a kind of a novel, but not a novel idea, but it is in the midst of the Mardi Gras season to have a dry zone where you can come, nobody's drinking, nobody's using drugs, and you and your family can be very safe.
That is true. You're seeing a list of all the safe zones that's going to be happening for this season, and it's true. Let's face it, Mardi Gras, you do have a lot of those things going
That's
on,
right.
and I think it's really great that you all do that. And these are still on the parade route, so I can still enjoy the parade?
Absolutely. We will be stationed at Napoleon and St. Charles, right next to where the police are stationed.
Okay.
And we'll have our clear yellow neon signs and all. You can't miss us.
Can't miss 'em.
But that marked off, demarcated area is an area where if you want to come and stand, now during Mardi Gras, people are talking and having conversation anyway, so
yeah.
you might as well come and talk to Metropolitan staff.
Come on,
about our
because you all want to
services.
be there.
That's right.
Which
That's
I think is
exactly
so
right.
great. Why is it important that we have these zones? Do you find during this time of year sometimes maybe people have a relapse or something like that?
Oh, relapse is common, very common, and people really struggle with what to do with the festivities of Mardi Gras if they're trying to stay clean.
Yeah.
Because it's almost par for the course that parties, events, daytime, nighttime, throughout the day, people are engaging. And so how do I do that? How do I have fun and not use substances to get there? And so the safe zone is one opportunity to allow people to come and not feel threatened that the environment itself immediately around them is going to threaten them to use drugs or alcohol.
Absolutely. And to me, it seems like you're building a community as well, because maybe you find people, I'm suffering from addiction, I'm suffering from addiction. We can now talk and share our stories
That's
together.
right. That's exactly right. Anytime you bring people together with like-mindedness, then you increase the chance that they're going to be successful at whatever they're trying to do. And so why not use a community event that happens every year?
That's free.
That's free, and everybody wants to participate. Use that as an opportunity to help people keep their lives on track.
Absolutely. And speaking of free, it's free to get into these safe
Oh
zones,
yeah,
correct?
it's free. It's free. You just come. As many people as the area can accommodate,
Come
that's how many
on.
people can come, but it's absolutely free.
And again, everybody is welcome, which I think is very cool. You don't have to have an addiction. You can just be a family who wants to have a good time, but doesn't want to be around all of that hoopla, is what I'm going to call it. Now, I want to know a little bit more about you all, because you all help low-income people.
Absolutely. Metropolitan Human Services District is one of the state and federally funded programs or agencies that provide services for the Orleans, St. Bernard, and Plaquemines area for people who are indigent, underinsured, or uninsured, or largely Medicaid populations. So people who typically don't have anywhere else to go to get help with mental illness, substance use disorders, and intellectual and developmental disorders. We have 7 locations around the city. 5 of those are in Orleans. We have a location in Plaquemines, and we have services that we provide in St. Bernard as well.
I think that is awesome. And you all provide services to help people with addiction.
With addiction, with mental illness as well.
Okay, very important.
As well as intellectual and developmental disabilities. Our enabling legislation requires us to treat all of those conditions, and many times people have 2 or more of those.
That's so true. Sometimes they do go hand in hand.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. That's
and I know
right.
you all do a lot with the opioid. You know, it's in the news every day.
Oh yeah, and we're actually going to be opening up a Suboxone program next month.
What? Breaking news?
So yeah, breaking news. But currently we provide Vivitrol, we provide naloxone, we train community partners on how to use naloxone. We are very much in the throes of working with the opioid crisis as well.
I think that is awesome. Now, you work with a lot of people who are still suffering from addiction. What is your biggest tip for people who, say I have a friend who's suffering from addiction, what's your biggest tip on trying to get them the help they need?
Ask for it.
Ask for it.
Most people don't ask. We are not suffering because of, our agency is not suffering because we have too many people sitting in the seats. The problem is there's too many empty seats because people are not asking for help. And we are available. We are, if you don't have money, we will see if you're Medicaid eligible. Most people are who come to our services. And if you don't meet our criteria, we're going to make sure that you get help from somebody.
This is excellent. You are so wonderful. Thank you for everything that you do.
Thank you so
and
much.
shout out to the Safe Zones Year 2, my friends. Year 2. Hey, to learn more information about the Mardi Gras Safe Zones and the services offered by Metropolitan Human Services District, you can log on to mhsdla.org or call 504-568-3130.